Hey, my name is Taylor. I do music and audio for a living, and today we're talking about giving your mix engineer really awesome feedback so that your music ends up sounding the way you really want it to. I work with a lot of clients remotely, and so this is super important. It's hard to describe music, it's hard to clearly communicate how you want things to sound, so this is a set of guidelines I use to communicate when I'm working with artists remotely. Alright, number one, break down your feedback into notes per song. I know this is super obvious, but this really helps keep your notes clear. A lot of times when I'm mixing, I do bounce between songs for different stages of the mix just to keep my ears fresh. I think it's important to have this section in your notes. It's also smart to create a general note section if you're having more than one song mixed by the same engineer. This section of the notes is for broad strokes, like, hey, I want my snares to be a little bit lower, I want my vocals to sit like this in all the mixes, etc., etc. So break down your notes per song. Number two, comment on specific instruments first. Say what you love, say what you hate, talk about the performance if you want anything in the performance changed. Oftentimes you're multi-tracking and you're taking different takes, so you can usually pull those up in a mix. You like the way the bass is sounding? Do you like the way the guitars are sounding? Talk about these nuances first, and then if there's specific errors, you can go into those in number three. Include time code with the specific details you want fixed. I know you want to say in the second chorus, in the third line, that you want the lyric to do something different, or you want the snare hit or the snare or the drum fill changed, but your mix engineer doesn't know the song that well. The quickest way to get that changed and to save yourself some money is to just give them the time code. Say at 1:23 there's a drum fill and I don't like it. Any way you can finesse that a little bit, any way you can quantize that, any way you can just make it sound really weird. So be specific, it really helps speed things up, and use that time code. Number four, if there's a specific effect you want, give a musical reference. So if there's a sound that's sort of similar to the reverb you want, or the cool wind down effect that you want, give a track so your mix engineer can listen to it and know exactly what you mean. Oftentimes we do hear something in other songs we like and we want to emulate those in our own music. So finding that specific example you can pass along is way faster than just trying to describe it. Use the same kind of method as the previous step. Give a certain time code of your reference track that the engineer can listen to. It's super efficient and it makes your music end up sounding the way you want it to. So it's a great idea to send those reference tracks for specific effects you want in your song, but it's also great to send reference tracks for your whole mix. If you want your drums to sound a certain way, talk about what part of what song that you love from a different artist that you want it to sound like. So, hey, I really want my drums to sound like the beats that Kanye did in this track. Or, hey, I want my guitar to really sound like Neil Diamond. Well, it's not always recorded the same. You can usually make things sound pretty close to how you want them. So those are my best guidelines for giving your mix engineer feedback to make music sound the way you want it to. If you have any mix notes or if you like working remotely with other people, let me know how you do it. Do you trade notes? Do you trade specific songs like this? Or do you have some other secret way that you'd love to share in the comments below? I'd love to hear them. I'd love to keep the conversation going. So please subscribe if you're not already and hit the like button if it was helpful at all, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.